Today's Small Business Saturday radio podcast is being brought to you by Noretta Family Medicine, cutting through the red tape of healthcare.
Good morning, Columbia, South Carolina, and of course to everyone who is tuning in around the Midlands, outside of the Midlands, outside of the state of South Carolina. Welcome to Small Business Saturday Radio, where we celebrate local entrepreneurs and small business owners who are building our communities and making a positive impact on our economy. I am Tazima, your host and the owner of Sunrise Artists in Bath and Body, located right here in 5 Points, aka the heart of Columbia. And today, I thought it'd be a great opportunity, since it's just me and you, to talk about scams in small businesses and how to protect your business and yourself from these frauds. So listen, a couple of things that's happening right now. I noticed when I left 5 Points to come here, there is absolutely nobody, like a handful of people maybe, in 5 Points, which is unheard of, particularly on a Saturday. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I think a lot of people are going to be participating in the No Kings rally. And if you are, I would love to hear from you. I'm going to give out the number if you want to call and let me know if you are because it's really just weird. There is nobody in 5 Points. That's unusual, like I said, on a Saturday. So if you're one of the folks that's going to be participating today in the rally, they're happening all across the country today, I would just love to hear from you. So the telephone number here is 803-799-8255, 803-799-8255 on the Groucho's Deli phone lines. You know, I think that exercising your constitutional right is extremely important. And unfortunately, people conflate rioting with protesting. Those are two totally different things. And but it is your right to protest. It is your right to protest against the government you don't agree with, against policies you may not agree with. That is your right. And as Americans, you would think that, you know, we would applaud that. You don't have to agree with why people are protesting, but to protest is your right as an American citizen. So again, I'd just be interested in knowing who's going to be participating in the No Kings protest or No Kings rally. Is it whatever, you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, so why am I talking about scams today? So listen, you know what? I am that person that I'm paranoid. I really am, because the scam, it's so many scams happening out there, and it's just, it can be overwhelming. So what I do, I just don't respond to anything. And sometimes I might miss out on something because I thought it was a scam. And it's like, if I don't recognize it or whatever. And for a small business, it's really, really, really challenging, right? Because you want to be able to respond to the phone calls, the text, all of this stuff. Someone reaching out because they want to make an order from you or whatever. But for me, I have like this fort around me, buddy. If it's legit, you're going to figure out how to get to me. Other than that, no, just send me an email. That's not happening. So the other day I was in a meeting, and then I get this thing on my phone. I have an iPhone. I get this message on my phone saying that my Apple account has been suspended because of suspicious activities where somebody was trying to charge something, blah, blah, blah. and to call this number. So I'm sitting there and I'm in a meeting. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, so I have an app, like, because I have an iPhone, obviously on the iPhone you have a wallet. One of the cards in my wallet is an Apple card, or, you know, where I can like send money to my daughter who has an iPhone. It's just easy to send her whatever if she needs to send me something through the Apple Wallet. So I'm thinking like, okay, first of all, this isn't a card, is it? Because I don't know anymore. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know what, this is stupid. I'm not. So then I get a second email that says, you know, my Apple account has been suspended. The same thing that from the first one that I got. And I'm sitting up here like, I wonder if this is, because now I'm thinking maybe it is real, right? So I don't know. My grandmother used to say that God watches out for babies and fools and drunks. And so she was telling us you don't drink and you ain't a baby. So we would be like, okay, did grandma just say we're all stupid? But nonetheless. So I'm just like, now I'm starting to think, because I get it a second time. I happen to have a customer come in the store with his family. And we're talking. This is what I mean by God watching out. Or in my little mental world, that's what I think. God is always watching out for me because I can do some really stupid stuff. So anyway, so me and the customer is talking, and come to find out he's a tech guy. So he's in there with his mom and his sister who's here visiting, and we start talking about, you know, what his career is. So I just happened to ask him, I said, you know, I got this email from Apple saying that they were suspending my Apple card or whatever, which I don't even think I have an Apple card, but I don't know. So I was telling him about it, and he said, oh yeah, that's most likely a scam. And I'm like, really? He was like, you didn't click on it, did you? No. You didn't call a number? No. And it all looks legit. It really looks legit, right? And he was like, yeah, that's a scam, because first of all, if your card or if your account was compromised, which I didn't think about this, but he said if your card or your account has been compromised, you're most likely going to get a call, not an email. And I was like, okay, that makes sense too, right? Because, yeah, I would hope they would call. But then he was like, just to make sure, call the number that you usually call to find out what's going on with your account. Child, that thing was a scam. Anyway, so I thought, you know what? This is going to be a great topic today, because we just live in this world now where it's getting easier and easier and easier to just take advantage of people, especially if you're over, like in my case, 27. It's just getting weird. Anyway, we'll be right back, everybody. Stick around.
The City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities supports small business owners. We help minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses with loans, technical assistance, education, and advocacy. We're here to help business owners avoid mistakes. Contact us with questions and let us help. For more information, call 803-545-3950 or visit obo.columbiasc.gov. Together, we are Columbia.
Are you frustrated with the healthcare system and looking for a change? Then look no further. I'm Dr. Melissa Boylan with Noretta Family Medicine. We are a direct primary care office where we take the time to get to know you. For a reasonable monthly fee, we offer transparent billing and easy-to-access primary care for all ages. Noretta Family Medicine, cutting through the red tape of healthcare. Find out more by visiting NorettaFamilyMed.com. That's Noreta FamilyMed.com.
Are you looking for a luxurious way to pamper yourself? Look no further than Sunrise Artisan Bath & Body. Our plant-based soaps and lotions are designed to provide you with the ultimate experience. Our products are natural and nourishing, leaving you feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. So go ahead, treat yourself with Sunrise Artisan, which is more than a bath, it's an experience. Sunrise Artisan, located at 710 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points, or online at sunrisebath.com. Sunrise Artisan.
Looking for the perfect gift or a little something to brighten your day? Visit A Little Happy at 707 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points. Discover unique gifts, delightful accessories, and one-of-a-kind treasures, all carefully curated by our owner, Ashley Lindler. At A Little Happy, we believe in spreading joy through every item. So come on in, find your happy, and support local. Your next favorite thing is waiting.
This segment of Small Business Saturday Radio is brought to you proudly by A Little Happy in 5 Points.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Small Business Saturday Radio. I'm your host, Tazima, and today we're talking about scams and small business and how it's just getting easier and easier for these folks to commit fraud or to cause you all this chaos in your life. And it's just nuts, right? Because this is the world that we live in now, and it's just so easy. It's so easy with the deep fakes, the AI, and everybody's so busy, and so you're rushing from point A to point B and all this other stuff. And so a lot of small businesses, there seems to be this trend that's happening, are being victims of these scams, right? And it's unfortunate that you would think that the people who are doing this, obviously, they're pretty intelligent. And what I mean by that is that they have a skill set that has allowed them to be able to figure out like different gaps, different loopholes, how to just imagine if they were legitimate. That's the thing I don't understand. Instead, you'd rather figure out how can you take something from someone else that's literally working really hard to build what it is that they're building. No, you want a shortcut. So instead of applying your skills to help other people, you're just going to, use that skill set to take advantage of other people. And I just think that's totally disgusting. But that is, the world that we live in, unfortunately. Thank God everybody isn't like that. But all it takes is a few people. I remember, I think this was maybe a few years back. So I used to, when I first started off with the soap store, and so I used to be in all these soap groups. I'm not in them anymore because it's like it's another distraction. So, and not that they weren't cool, they are, but it's just, no, I had other things to do. But in the beginning, I used to be a part of all these different soap groups online. And I remember this one young lady who was so excited because she got in this really large order. So the people, let me just make up a number so that you guys can follow how the scam went. So for her, let's say it was $1,000 order, okay, to make it easy, $1,000 order. And for a small soaper, that's a good amount. That's a nice amount for an order. We're not talking corporate now. We're talking about an individual, that's doing their craft and enjoying it. And they get this order for $1,000. So she's really excited about it and can't believe, that this company wants, $1,000 worth of her products. So, of course, at a wholesale rate. So she's very excited about that. So the company, or the people that she thinks is the company, send her like $200 up front and then tell her that, they will pay for the rest of the order in full once they have affirmed that, the order has been shipped and all of that. All she has to do is just show them that, it's been shipped. Of course, she ends up shipping the order to wherever it's going, and she never hears back from the people, right? She never hears back from the people, so, she's constantly trying to reach out to them and all this other stuff, and it's just not working. Nobody's responding back, and then eventually she figured out it was a scam. So because she thought she had $1,000 order and they sent her $200 up front, she fell for that. That's something I'll never do. First of all, you're going to give me half the money up front. Okay? You're going to give me half. Because, see, I'm not making all this stuff, and I'm not. No, you're going to give me half the money up front, and then you're going to give me the other half of the money before I send it out. Period. If you don't like that, you don't have to deal with me. But I'm not going to send you product and you haven't paid for all of it. It's not going like that. So the day that your product is supposed to ship, we're going to make sure that this is paid for, okay, in full. Because I work too hard and I don't have money to throw away like that. So what ended up happening, unfortunately, she gave up $1,000 worth of product for $200. And I'll never forget, she was so devastated. I mean, she was, in the group chat or whatever, she was just so devastated by that. And I totally understand, but I never forgot that. So it's like, no, we're not going to do that. I've even had local businesses right here that, want to order, I want to order $500 worth of soap. Okay, well, you're going to have to put up $250 up front. And then you have to pay in full before you pick up. When you come to pick up, I want my money. So, and I don't care who you are. Now, in some situations, it's a little different. Like I have accounts with USC and some of the other places here that, for the most part, that money is going to be guaranteed with the airport and stuff like that. So I don't really worry about that. But when it comes down to individuals or other small businesses no, we're not going to do that. So even with friends, people that are friends are like, what, Tazima, I would really, really, really love to carry your products in my store. I don't really do that anymore anyway because it's a lot of work. A lot. In the beginning, I thought, oh my God, this is great, right? I was in the airport. I was in the museums. I was in the zoo. I have accounts with USC. And I'm thinking, and it nearly killed me, okay? Because you're working, you're making all of this product wholesale, first of all. And it was just a lot, and I burnt out from that. So, when I finally get my team together, I'll probably re-engage with a lot of these different places that I used to have my products in. But one of the things that I don't do anymore, I'm not interested in putting my products in your store. And that's not to say that, it means nothing other than the fact that it's just a lot of work. And when I look at it, I can do other things with my time. That's how I look at it. Now, the next soaper or whatever might think it's great and good for you. But for me, no, it's too much. So I have friends right now that want to put Sunrise products in their store. And I have to let them know, listen, I don't really like doing this anymore. And if I decide to do it, you're going to fall under the same rules. You got to pay me half up front, and then you pay the other half when you come to pick up. And if you can't do that, then we're not going to do it. And I'm not chasing people for money. I've never liked that feeling. I don't like it to this day. I'm not interested in it because if you said you're going to do it, do it. Things happen. God knows I know that things can happen, but I am not going to chase people down for money that they already agreed to pay. I'm just not going to do it. It's like, you show me who you are, I accept that. Okay, anyway, back to the whole scam thing. So right now what's happening is that these things are happening more and more and more and more and more. Okay, so you can get a fake invoice. How many people have got, like, I've gotten fake invoices from Amazon, right? Like, or what's the other one? PayPal. Thank you for ordering something that was like $1,500. And you're like, what? Right? So, of course, the first thing you're thinking, oh, God, somebody has, tapped into my account or whatever. Then you got to go through the whole process, calling these people, only find out it's a scam. But they look so legitimate now. I mean, you really literally need to be able to call the company. Do not call the number that they give you in these emails to call. Don't call that. Call the company. Call your bank. Don't call these numbers because that's how they do it. Gone are the days when you would get an email that said, you know what, my uncle is a prince, and if you send me $2,000, I'm going to get $20,000. I can give you I never understood people that fell for that anyway. I mean, really, it's like, seriously, my uncle, I'm a king. I'm a broke king. I need your money to get my money. No, I never understood that. But those right there were kind of obvious, I would think. Now they're so good and they're so smooth with it. You just don't know. So the best way to self-guard yourself against these scammers is to call the company or the people that you're the vendor, especially if you get something from a vendor that you're used to working with, and you get this email saying this is what you owe and we're going to charge your account, and if there's been a mistake, just give us a call. And the logo is there and everything. Nope. You call the number that you're used to calling and find out what's going on with that. All right, everybody, bottom of the hour news. We'll be right back after this.
The City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities supports small business owners. We help minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses with loans, technical assistance, education, and advocacy. We're here to help business owners avoid mistakes. Contact us with questions and let us help. For more information, call 803-545-3950 or visit obo.columbiasc.gov. Together, we are Columbia.
Looking for the perfect gift or a little something to brighten your day? Visit A Little Happy at 707 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points. Discover unique gifts, delightful accessories, and one-of-a-kind treasures, all carefully curated by our owner, Ashley Lindler. At A Little Happy, we believe in spreading joy through every item. So come on in, find your happy, and support local. Your next favorite thing is waiting.
Are you frustrated with the healthcare system and looking for a change? Then look no further. I'm Dr. Melissa Boylan with Noretta Family Medicine. We are a direct primary care office where we take the time to get to know you. For a reasonable monthly fee, we offer transparent billing and easy-to-access primary care for all ages. Noretta Family Medicine, cutting through the red tape of healthcare. Find out more by visiting NorettaFamilyMed.com. That's NORETA FamilyMed.com.
All right, everybody. So the business tip of the week. The scams are scamming. No, just be mindful, man. Be vigilant. Just don't make the assumption that if you get this email saying that, this is your invoice for something you haven't ordered, or you get something that's like, oh, we're going to suspend your account because of X, Y, and Z, and if this is a mistake, give us a call. Some things that you just know, even though in the moment when you're reading it, of course, it makes your heart skip, because nobody wants people playing with their money, man. I mean, come on, think about it. But just be vigilant. Just understand that scams are happening. They're getting better and better. Check your sources. Don't ever click on the email that they send you or call the number that they give you. Always tap into the source that you've always dealt with. If you get something from a vendor that's saying, hey, we're about to charge your account, blah, 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 for blah, 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 whatever. You know what? As a matter of fact, I think I just got scammed again a few minutes ago now, and I think about it. So my car insurance, I just paid my car insurance. Let me tell you what else I do too. I have a separate little card that I keep that I put a little bit of money on or enough to cover something that I want or whatever. It's like my play card. So it has nothing to do with the business, or it has nothing to do with my personal account, if you understand what I'm saying. So I have a Chime card, which I absolutely love, okay? One of the things I love about the Chime card, and this is not an advertisement for them. Maybe I should ask them to advertise, but it's like, let's say if I go to Walgreens because I want to get some water or whatever, and it came to $1.17. Well, they'll charge my card $2 because the difference between the $1.17 and $2, they just automatically put in a little savings account for you. And then, it just builds up without you really not even noticing it. And the next thing you know, you have a couple of $100 in this little savings account that you can use. You can move around, whatever. But so I like Chime, but I basically use it for things like, I have a photo app thing that I pay for when I'm taking pictures of my products. That's not expensive at all. So it's a monthly thing that goes on my Chime card. I have a storage spot, a small one, for when I'm ready to get rid of stuff from my house, and I can put it in the storage because I'm going to give it away later or whatever the case is. So I pay for that with my Chime card. You see what I'm saying? Or if I want to, I don't know, if I want to go out to dinner with myself, so it's not a business deal, it's just me, I'll put it on the Chime card. So so the other thing that I did, which I'm glad I did, I got my insurance rate lowered. I mean, let me just tell you like this. Okay. My insurance company, I'm not going to tell you the names today. My insurance company was charging me like $120 a month for my pickup truck. My pickup truck, which I'm restoring, by the way, is a classic. I love it. It's a 2002 5-speed, so it's a stick shift, right? 2-seater. Why am I paying $120 a month for a vehicle that's a 2002? Are you kidding me? So through Chime, they'll have on there, check out insurance rates, blah, blah, blah. So I ended up getting with this other insurance company. Now my insurance is $42 a month. Yeah. Okay. Believe it or not, $42 a month. And I can say this is with Progressive. So I pay $42 a month, versus paying $120. So really excited, but I pay for that in like the first of the month. Let's just make it easy. The first of every month, I have to pay for my insurance, okay? Which I probably should just go in and pay for 6 months at a time. I'm so used to doing month-to-month stuff. But anyway, that's another story. Okay, listen. Plus, you save money if you just pay for it all up front. It was only like $250, whatever. So at the end of the day, I just got a thing. Remember, I told you, I don't leave a lot of money on this Chime card. I'll put money on it as I need it. So I might have $5 on this card. And it'll tell you like, oh, you know what? They tried to charge you, but it was declined because you only have $5 in there. And that way I feel like I'm protecting myself from any kind of scams, right? So I just get a text. It's like, oh, Progressive, we had to decline that payment for like 60 something bucks for your auto insurance. It's like, I just paid y'all, and my bill is not 60, it's 42, buddy. So now I'm gonna have to call I will call Progressive Monday morning and find out what's going on, because I don't owe you anything. Okay. So the point that I'm making, though, is that for me to kind of avoid somebody taking all the money out of my account or scamming my card. Remember when the sheriff was on talking about how they had put those covers over all the ATM machines that they could just pull off because now it's captured all of your information, your data and stuff like that. So be sure you check to see if those little things can come off or whatever. It's just so creepy. So yeah, and I think he said they were gypsies or something. This is just so bizarre. It is just so bizarre. The gypsies are taking anyway. So the thing is that I have this card just in case. If something happens, I'm not worried about somebody wiping out my account and then I have to go through the steps of, finding out from the bank, having them reverse charges. Hopefully I can get all my money back. In a lot of cases, you don't get any of it back. Things like that. So I have a separate little card, a Chime card. Get a Chime card. I'm scared of some of these apps out there because I heard that they are really easy to break into or whatever. So I'm not going to tell you which ones I wouldn't do. Just do your homework. But the Chime card for me is really good because it's like my play card. So if you scam it, dude, you might get $5. Okay. We're good. All right. So anyway, I don't know how I got off on that, but that's one of the things I do to protect myself. I have a whole separate card for the things that I want to do that has nothing to do with my business or whatever. However, the things that do have to do with the business, just make sure that you're paying attention. Okay. So remember, you've got all this is the other thing. I don't even answer the phone at my, listen, folks, if you want to catch me, if you ain't texting me, it ain't going to happen. If I don't recognize them, and I'm going to tell you why. I am tired of people. In the beginning, it was all about solar panels. Now it's all about, do you want to sell your house? If it's not that, it's Google. Is everything updated? Really? I mean, I get a lot of calls from Google. Hi, I'm Jackie calling from wherever. And we want to find out, is your Google... I'm making soap, dude. I don't have time to sit on the phone and talk to you. I made the mistake of looking for insurance last year, and I'm still getting calls about insurance. And I already have a policy, dude. I'm getting ready to change it, come November. And just because I went online and was looking for health insurance, I'm still getting calls I don't even answer the phone no more. You want to get in touch with me, send me a text because I'm not answering the phone. And that's really bad. And it's also frustrating because I don't want you. I don't have time for you to call me to sell me on why I need to get with your program. I get people calling me, asking me, will you donate to this? Can you donate to... I'm not Walmart. Let me tell you something. I don't have the budget that a lot of these corporations have for charity. I do give to charity, but I don't have the budget that they have. I am so sorry. But if you've never been in my business, you have a lot of, to ask me for my money or my product. If my product is good enough for you to want to auction off at your yearly auction, it should be good enough for you to pay for, at least buy a bar of soap. Anyway, let's get back to the scams. All right. So another scam that's really popular now too. Oh, the IRS. You owe us money. Who ain't gonna freak out over that? This is the IRS and you owe us taxes, back taxes. Something happened and you didn't pay this tax. And that's why you have an accountant. At least I do. Because you know what? You ain't coming after me. You need to go after her because she the licensed person. I'm not throwing her under the bus. I'm just saying I paid for those services. So if my accountant screwed up my taxes, y'all need to talk. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Okay. Now, if I was, doing my own taxes, like when I worked at the Pentagon, we did the taxes for all the Air Force people and blah, 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 Air Force JAG. Well, I worked for Air Force JAG and we did taxes for, the members of the Air Force. So there was a time when I used to do all my taxes and stuff, but nope, I'm not touching any of that. Why? Because when it's a business, totally different. And I am not going to sit up here and try to figure out something only to find out that they're like, you owe us $10,000. No. So I'd rather pay an accountant to do my taxes and look at the books and all that other stuff. But if them taxes are messed up, buddy, that's not on me. That's between you and the accountant. I will let the accountant know the IRS is saying that blah, 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 but you need to fix this. Okay, so we get a lot of people that are being scammed with these fake IRS calls. And when you're older, I get it. Who doesn't know to be afraid of the IRS? I love the IRS personally. I think they're great. All right, listen, when we come back, we're going into the final segment and we're going to wrap it up. So I'll see you on the other side of this.
The City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities supports small business owners. We help minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses with loans, technical assistance, education, and advocacy. We're here to help business owners avoid mistakes. Contact us with questions and let us help. For more information, call 803-545-3950 or visit obo.columbiasc.gov. Together, we are Columbia.
Are you frustrated with the healthcare system and looking for a change? Then look no further. I'm Dr. Melissa Boylan with Noretta Family Medicine. We are a direct primary care office where we take the time to get to know you. For a reasonable monthly fee, we offer transparent billing and easy-to-access primary care for all ages. Noretta Family Medicine, cutting through the red tape of healthcare. Find out more by visiting NorettaFamilyMed.com. That's NORETA FamilyMed.com.
Are you looking for a luxurious way to pamper yourself? Look no further than Sunrise Artisan Bath & Body. Our plant-based soaps and lotions are designed to provide you with the ultimate experience. Our products are natural and nourishing, leaving you feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. So go ahead, treat yourself with Sunrise Artisan, which is more than a bath, it's an experience. Sunrise Artisan, located at 710 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points, or online at sunrisebath.com. Sunrise Artisan.
Looking for the perfect gift or a little something to brighten your day? Visit A Little Happy at 707 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points. Discover unique gifts, delightful accessories, and one-of-a-kind treasures, all carefully curated by our owner, Ashley Lindler. At A Little Happy, we believe in spreading joy through every item. So come on in, find your happy, and support local. Your next favorite thing is waiting.
All right, everybody, we are in the final segment of today's show. Oh, you know what? I have totally forgot to mention this, and I have got to get better with that. But you can now listen to the show. We finally got the podcast going. And it's not a scam. No, we finally got the podcast going. It's really, really awesome, too. So you can listen to the show on Apple, on Spotify. We're about to do a YouTube channel. You can also, like, wherever you get your podcast from. So I usually post the show on social media, and you can listen that way, or you can just listen, to wherever you get your podcast from. Just type in Small Business Saturday Radio and we pop up. I can't believe, I know it took forever because we've been wanting to do this for a while. And then I tried to do it and it was just, oh God. So what it takes our podcast engineer 5 minutes to do was taking me 5 hours. Okay. It's like, no. So, I'm really happy with everything that's going on. We got, some other things that are coming down the pipeline. We got some really good guests that we're lining up, believe it or not, for, 2026 if we're all still here. And yeah, it's really exciting, but yes, we finally have the podcast up and going because a lot of people would say they wanted to listen to the show, but the show, Saturday morning, maybe they're out shopping or taking care of other things or sleeping in or whatever. So now you can listen to it anytime. And because we had so many shows that were not uploaded, I mean a lot. Because I think I uploaded 4, and I think that we've already done over 200 shows. So we picked out a few shows just to get it going, and then from there, every show is current. So again, I'm really happy about that. All you have to do is just wherever you get your podcasts or listen to your podcast, just type in Small Business Saturday Radio. And who knows? I mean, this whole podcast thing is pretty cool. We might end up doing something else, something totally different. I don't know, but everything is open right now. So that feels really good. So yes, we finally got the podcast up. But going back to the scam thing, before we went into break, I was telling you that one of the creepiest scams, okay, is the IRS scam, where businesses get these emails and stuff, and it's like, call this number, we're about to garnish your pay, or what is it when they take all the money out of your account, garnish your bank account or whatever. Okay. And another one that's really on the rise is this whole grant thing. We've got a $50,000 grant for you, Tazima, because you're just amazing. All you have to do is just send us $200 for your filing fee. Oh, what? I'm not sending you $2. Well, maybe I would do $2 on my Chime card. But if you've got to pay for these services, like, the other thing that's really weird when people ask you, they want you to pay for coaching and, I can get you a grant for this, that, and the other, or, especially on Instagram. Oh my gosh. I get a whole, 50, messages on Instagram about how they can get me 50,000 followers. First of all, let me explain something to you. If I get 50,000 followers, I earned them. They're not bots. And they're not, you're not going to, no. This is me being old school too. I want to be authentic. If I got 5 stars on Google, you better bet I work for those 5 stars. I didn't pay somebody to give them to me. You understand? Or if I've got 50,000 followers, I want you to know that 50,000 human beings truly appreciate this product. I'm not going to do this fake stuff to make it look like, we got it going on. There is something that is just so, I can't do it. I can't fake the funk like that. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. And I know that there are people that do it. I'm not saying, calling out any soapers or anything. I'm not saying that, but no, I don't want to be affiliated with that. I don't want you to get me 200,000 followers, by me paying you to come up with 200,000 bots on my thing. And maybe that makes sense for some people, but it makes absolutely no sense for me. I want my stuff to be organic, and I want it to be authentic. Because at the end of the day, all you got is your word and your best effort in my world. That's all you got. And people either appreciate it, some may not understand it, and then there are those that will try to marginalize it. But you got to live with yourself. And that's how it is for me. I have to be able to live with myself. I am not going to try to take advantage of people or what's vulnerable for them. I tell all of my customers, I'm not interested in the sale. And what I mean by that is that obviously it's common sense. You got to have sales in order to have a business. I'm more interested in developing relationships. I'm not interested in the sale because the product at this point sells itself. But what I do want you to know is if you ask me something, I'm going to tell you the truth, or as best as I know it, based on the information that I have, you know. And to me, that's more valuable than the sale, because I want you to know if I ask Tazima, she's going to tell me, you know, what the difference between this is. Is this really bad for you? Is this cool for you? Blah, blah, blah. I get real nerdy when it comes down to how I make my products, how I explain it to people. A lot of people are fascinated by that. Some people are looking at me like I got a hoof growing out of my third eye. I mean, so I get very passionate about it, very passionate about how I make my products and what my products are going to do. But I'm never going to say, like, I'll have people that will ask me, do I have anything that's going to make wrinkles disappear? Well, depending on how deep the wrinkles are, you know what I'm saying? You might be one of those people that need to go to, what do you call those people that do facelifts and stuff like that? And you might need to get some fillers put in. I wouldn't put, I was getting ready to say a cuss word. I wouldn't put stuff up in my face. I mean, every person I've seen like that think they look younger, no, you look bloated. It looks like somebody blew air in your head. And that's not a natural look. I don't care who you are. And look. To each his own. If you cool with that look, go for it. But I think aging is a part of life. And yeah, I don't like it when I see a little fine line pop up. But you know what though? I'm still here. And considering my age, I look really good. Okay? And you know why? Because of the products that I use. The ones that I make. However, I'm not going to sit up here and tell you, yeah, use this magic cream and it's going to make you look 30 years younger. The only reason why my skin is as healthy, because really, if I didn't drink as much water as I do, I swear to God, I probably look like I'm 90. What? The way I love tequila, and when I used to eat all this junk food, I'm way better now. But I believe that because I drink so much water, I just flushed a lot of these toxins out of my body. And so I'm very fortunate. I am very fortunate. And that's why I'm a big believer in water. I'm not into the, coffee and sodas and all that stuff. But I am a big believer in water. I love water. And so I think that helps a lot. But I'm not going to sit up here and tell somebody that's got these deep, deep wrinkles that my cream is going to tighten up your face to the point where you don't need cosmetic surgery. No. If you really don't like, the deep, deep, deep wrinkles, then get the cosmetic surgery, man. Do you. But I'm not going to be the one that's going to lie to you. I'm not going to scam you. See how I did that? All right, everybody. You know what? This is the end of the show, believe it or not. And I will see you guys next weekend. And if you're going to the No Kings rally, please be safe, be peaceful. All right, you guys, have a good one.